Hello and welcome to How to Learn a Language. Yeah, the name kind of says it all. I'm Lindsay from Lindsay Does Languages, and I'm here to help you learn languages better, any language, any level. On this podcast, you'll get jargon-free linguistics insights to level up your fluency, practical mindset tips to tackle those inevitable learning wobbles, personal language diaries where I share my own progress and honest experiences, and an exclusive peek behind the scenes of language life. My coaching program that helps people speak fearlessly and intuitively by taking control of your learning without pressure or one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter methods. If you're ready to break free from perfectionism and finally start speaking the language you want, you're in the right place. Want to get started right away? Head to lindsaydoeslanguages.com/free video for your on-demand video training. All right, let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today, we're talking about whether writing is worth it, because speaking gets a lot of attention, understandably so. And so you may be wondering if writing is actually worth your time. Well, short answer, yes. We're going to go into it more in this episode. But before we get started, if you want to write more and you know that you want an easy way to do so regularly, then check out Promptly. You can find out more at the link in the description or visit lindsaydoeslanguages.com/promptly. So then, first things first, I want you to think of writing as both a tool and a skill. So writing as a skill is probably what you think of it already, right? It's learning to be able to write in the language that you're learning, in the same way that you want to learn to be able to speak in that language, to read in that language, and to listen in that language. They're like the 4 skills that you want to acquire, right? But they are also all tools to acquire the other skills. Writing especially is really a great tool to practice and improve your speaking. But it works for everything. So let me give you some examples of writing as a tool. So speaking, you write stuff to check it before you speak it. Boom. We've just used writing to get better at speaking. And we'll dig more into this one because this is the big one. When it comes to listening, you could be using writing as a tool to get better at listening by writing stuff down when you hear it as you listen, transcribing essentially, right? It's helping you to listen better because it's giving you a reason to focus more on what you're hearing. And reading, well, we could set ourselves a goal of writing down 3 to 5 sentences from the chapter that will be useful in our daily life. So as we're reading, we're also paying more attention to find the things that will be useful for us. And this really helps to change our perspective on whether writing is worth it. Because when we see writing as a tool used to acquire and practice other skills, as well as just a skill to acquire in itself, it becomes really clear how useful it is and why we should probably all be writing more. But that big one then, connected to speaking. So obviously, reading and listening, these are your input skills, but writing and speaking, this is output, this is production. But there's a couple of differences between them, and this is what we can take advantage of when it comes to speaking better and making writing a really valuable part of that. So writing then is permanent and slow, typically. Typically it's those 2 things, in comparison to speaking that is typically temporary and fast. So when we speak, we don't always have the luxury of time to help get our point exactly as we'd like it, right? Our focus is on getting the words out and communicating and being understood, and doing so fast. And it's temporary in the sense that once we've said that thing, the words have gone into dust, into the air, right? But writing, being more permanent, being slower, gives us that luxury of time. We can check words in a dictionary. We can go back to our notes and confirm our suspicions on how something should be. We have that luxury of time. And this gives writing potential to be a much more relaxed way to get some practice, which absolutely makes writing worth it, because then we found something to do that's relaxing and enjoyable. We want our language learning to be fun, flexible, and functional. So the fun, making it enjoyable, making it relaxing. If it's feeling stressed and tense, then it's not fun, right? But writing has that potential to then become something that feels very relaxed and enjoyable. And it's also great to do before speaking, because whatever you write, you can then speak. So writing first makes it easier to get practice for both skills. And the big benefit of that is that you actually make speaking practice easier. Let me explain. So speaking is a 3-step process. When we speak, we're doing a lot. There is a lot going on. First up, conceptualization. This is figuring out what to say. Then formulation, figuring out how to say it. And then articulation, actually saying it. So no wonder that so many people struggle with speaking when we're trying to do so many things all at once and when it's fast, right? Writing, permanent and slow. So when we have that space and that chance to write something first and to do so slowly and to get corrections and all of that, then we've done our what to say. So when we then want to speak that, the conceptualization is done. All we're having to think about is formulation, decide how to say those words that are written down in front of us, that we've written down, and articulation, actually saying it, right? So when we've got the what to say written down, we're just focusing on 2 of our 3 stages of speaking, which makes for really great practice. And of course, the fact that writing can take longer is also the thing that might put people off, the idea that it's going to take too long. But this leads me nicely to my final point, and that is that writing can be both big and small. I talked last week on the podcast about the simplest writing routine that you could possibly have. Really, really easy. Wake up at the start of the day, write 1 sentence, done. You've done something in the language. You've written in the language. Amazing, right? And it's so good because the stereotype of writing is that it has to be a full-on essay each time. It really doesn't. Writing isn't just essays. It can be single sentences in the Notes app on your phone, first thing in the morning, or whenever in the day. It can be text messages, emails, dialogues, poems, lyrics, and many more. But most importantly, it doesn't have to mean sitting down for an hour, getting your best notebook and pen out, and then settling in for like a mega writing session. It can absolutely be micro-learning moments throughout your day. I've spoken about this on YouTube before, so I'll link to that episode in the show notes if you want to learn more on that. But to make writing easy then, it's really worth rethinking how you approach it. So if you like doing big, long writing sessions and it's easy for you to fit in and you look forward to it, then stick with it. But if you're put off by the idea of writing meaning a huge essay, then see if you can just fit in little moments of writing. So for me, writing is worth it because it can even just be 1 sentence some days and still has me sticking to a habit. It's really easy to do more when I have time or when I want to, but it's easy to keep up with when I just have really small minimum expectations. And one of the ways that Promptly makes this really easily is that you get quick spark daily prompts inside Promptly. So Promptly is a subscription that gives you a brand new writing and speaking prompt every single week. As well as the prompt itself, you get multiple suggestions from me for each level. So beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And you get a video walkthrough to help if you're stuck, right? But we also have those quick spark daily prompts just for those little mini moments when you want a quick chance to practice. You just want something to spark what it is that you want to write for that 1 sentence. And I just updated Promptly to include a streak tracker that magically unlocks bonus trainings when you hit streak goals. There is no minimum expectation, right? So like when you submit your prompt responses every single week, it can be 1 sentence. It can be 1 sentence to unlock those bonuses. I don't care. I'm not looking for mega essays every week, right? I just want the consistency. So if you know that you respond well to having that little bit of accountability, that reward motivator, then definitely take a little look at Promptly. All of that is just $10 a month. And you'll never be bored with your language practice again. You can find out more and get started today at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/promptly. And if this sparks something for you, I would love to hear about it. You can email me at lindsay@doeslanguages.com or share this episode with a friend who's working through something similar. Thank you so much for listening to How to Learn a Language. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you're ready to take your language learning to the next level and speak with confidence without the pressure or perfectionism, then check out Language Life. You can find out all the details and join at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/LL. And if you want the first free step today, head to lindsaydoeslanguages.com/free video to get started with a fresh way to learn languages. Until next time, stay fearless, stay curious, so you can learn languages your way.